So hello and a very good morning YouTube. Welcome back to the channel one more time. I am Deepayan and today I am going to talk a little bit about this motorcycle, my Duke 390 Generation 3. Few features, few facts about this motorcycle which I absolutely love. So if you're planning to buy this motorcycle or you already have this one, this is going to be a very informative video for you. Okay, now we all know that KTMs are renowned for the power to weight ratio, and this motorcycle nails it. It has hubless alloy wheels. The wheels of this motorcycle are extremely light, and the wheel of a motorcycle caters to the unsprung weight of the motorcycle. That is, it stays below the suspension. It's not a part of the weight of the motorcycle which the suspension has to carry. And if you reduce weight or cut down weight in the unsprung weight of a motorcycle, then it really helps a lot in the overall maneuverability of the motorcycle, balance, and the overall performance of the motorcycle. So what do we mean by hubless alloy wheel? Let's go and check it out. The hub of this motorcycle, now this place is empty. Now that's generally not the case with every other motorcycle. This particular portion is not kept like this. It's filled with the material, the alloy. So this is purposely done in this motorcycle to shred out some extra weight to make the alloy wheel of the motorcycle extremely light. I personally had taken off the wheel, both the wheels of this motorcycle, for some service related job, and when I did, trust me, the alloys were extremely light. I mean, at least much more lighter than the standard alloy wheel of a motorcycle of this category. This is not the case with any other motorcycle, and the rear wheel of a motorcycle is generally heavier than the front one. It is extremely light. So in this motorcycle we have it under the seat, but unlike other motorcycles, the battery stays bare. I mean, when you wash the motorcycle or when you ride the motorcycle during the rains, the battery goes in a state of abuse. So we all know that the battery is exposed to all the weather conditions like rain, dust, whatnot. This is the cover for the battery that is provided. So there's a particular notch over here. So if I remove that, then the battery cover comes up, and the battery, the fuse, the relay, everything stays underneath, completely secured. I'm not sure about the previous generation ones. I think it's not there in the previous generation KTMs, but in this one they had provided with the battery cover, so the battery stays completely secured and away from dust, debris, and rain water, or the water when you wash your motorcycle. It always stays dry. These are the relays. This is the fuse box. Okay, so let me show you. All the fuses are kept over here. This is the cover of the battery. From the inside you have the fuse location and the fuse parameters given over here. So let me just put it back, and it's very neatly done, good enough for the job. So now it's completely secured inside. I am a technical person, so these all things attracts me. These all things excites me. There are 4 plugs over here, right, which are open end. I mean, they are kept open. So this is an accessory port left by KTM in case we install any accessories in the motorcycle. That's another very good thing done by KTM, so that you do not have to break your head on from where to take the ignition power when you install an accessory. Another similar cable has been left open over here. Okay, you can't see it now. It's inside underneath the tank, behind that black case over here. So I had installed the Mad Dog Scout in this motorcycle, and I had taken the ignition from there. So I didn't have to break my head, or I didn't have to cut any wire here and there, or punch any wire here and there to get the ignition power from the motorcycle. It was all there. I guess this particular accessory port is there in the previous generation KTMs as well. The hazard light button, now that's there in most of the modern age motorcycles. So you might think that why am I boasting about that? Well, there's a reason. Now see, you might get the hazard light in any other motorcycle of today's day and age, but in most motorcycles it is operational only when you have the ignition key of your motorcycle turned on. That is not the case with this motorcycle. You could keep the ignition off and the hazard on. Let me demonstrate. So I switched on the ignition, right? Then I pressed the hazard. So now the hazard is blinking, as you can see. Let me show you from this side as well. The hazard is blinking, right? So suppose I park the bike somewhere in an isolated place and I want to, put on the hazard, and I put on the hazard and I want to go 2 steps ahead to some shop for buying something. So in that case, I just cannot leave the key over here, right? So that actually makes the hazard practically unusable. Okay, so now if I turn off the key and take off the key, or even if I lock the handle, you see the hazard is still glowing. The DRL has turned off, but the hazard is still glowing. So that's another thing which I really appreciate about this motorcycle, and I thank KTM for incorporating this. I believe this feature is there in the Triumph 400s as well. I'm not sure though, but it's not there in most of the majority of the motorcycle of this segment. The modifications which I had done on this motorcycle so far, well, nothing exceptional. I had installed the Mad Dog Scout X, as you saw, and I had also installed a yellow film on it. That's why you find it yellow without the filter on it. So a point to share over here is that if you plan to install a Mad Dog Scout or Scout X in this motorcycle, the KTM, and if you plan to put on the filter on top of it, beware, because this bike has got vibrations, so it might fall off. In my case, it did fall off, so that's why I didn't bother to buy again, because it's again going to fall off. So I just had installed the yellow film on it. You'll get it online, so that solves the issue permanently. Of course, I had taken the power from the battery. It went from underneath over here. As you could see, the wires are tucked in over there. And I had also installed the switch probe over here. Now why did I do so? Now these are the Mad Dog clamps as well. They are of a very good quality, as we all know. I had installed the switch probe and I had installed it over here rather than the handlebar, because see, this bike is a very compact bike. I mean, everything is designed very compact, very closely packed. So it is very difficult, to drive wire through it. And I am a person, I don't like my cockpit or my handlebar area to be too messy. Make the, spoil the look of it. As you can see, the cables and everything has been managed really good, right? You can see they paid special attention for managing the cables in this motorcycle. So that's why I didn't want it to hamper that. I don't mind the switch to be over here, since I don't glow the lights at all times. That eliminates the messy look of the motorcycle. Installed the Bobo phone holder. This is another camera stand which is installed. I had also installed a particular glass protector for the TFT display. Very unique and first in class thing that I have monitored in this motorcycle, I had witnessed in this motorcycle is, now if you know the technicalities of a motorcycle a little bit, you will know that when we use the brake and the brake light glows, there's a particular switch over here which operates for the brake light to glow, both for the hand brake and the rear brake. That is not the case for this motorcycle. Okay, you will not find any brake light switch over here. It's probably installed somewhere in the ABS motor. It's not there for the rear brake as well. Now that's why do I say this, that it's a good thing, because see, this particular location and the rear brake, it's exposed to a lot of rain, pollution, mud, grime, whatnot. But if it is kept under the tank, secured behind the ABS motor, So it's away from all these things, and the possibility of these items, I mean the brake light switch going bad, which is a dangerous thing by itself, because brake lights are extremely important. So that's a good thing. The possibility of these brake light switches going bad is reduced to a great extent. So that's another thing which is really commendable, and which I really like about the engineering of this motorcycle. Nearly forgot, another modification that I had done is the top rack to install the top box, which now kept away. Stay tuned because I am going to come up with a complete comprehensive review about this motorcycle. I had ridden it for 8,500 kilometers so far, so I have a fair enough idea about the motor, about the fit and finish, about the overall performance of this motorcycle, right? So with that, I end this video over here, guys. Please take good care of yourself, share this video with your friends and family, like the video if you like it, and as always, stay subscribed for my future videos. Bye bye.